Cain, son of Adam, tiller of soil, the one whose name still echoes through the corridors of time. Do you know how long you've been running? Not just through deserts and generations, but running from yourself? From the moment blood touched the earth, your heart fled from who you once were. How long has it been since you've allowed yourself to feel anything but guilt?
Time has lost meaning to me. The sun has risen and set more times than I can count. I've walked lands now lost to memory, but every step still echoes with his name. Abel, my brother, the one whose eyes haunt my sleep, though sleep rarely comes. And yet, I haven't run far enough, not from the memory, not from the sound of the earth crying out beneath his blood.
Far from Eden, yes. Far from man, certainly. But not far from me. There is no wilderness wide enough, no silence deep enough to keep my love from reaching you. Cain, you've mistaken your exile as abandonment. But I never turned my face from you. Even in judgment, I left the door of mercy ajar.
I know who you are, the one who was promised to my mother, the one who would crush the serpent's head, the Lamb, the Redeemer. The stories whispered through bloodlines say, you would come for the broken. But me? I'm not just broken. I am the wound. I took the life you gave. I destroyed what you loved, and I did it with eyes wide open.
Yes, I am the Redeemer, the Lamb, the Son, and I came for the wound as much as for the wounded. I came for the lost, Cain. You were the first to truly know what that meant. And though your hands spilled innocent blood, my hands were pierced for that very reason, for hands like yours.
You speak of mercy as though it's so freely given, but you didn't see how he looked at me before the end. You didn't hear the silence after the blow. The ground swallowed him, and with him my soul. I offered you the fruits of my labor. I gave you what I toiled for, but you turned away. You looked at Abel with favor. What was I supposed to feel? Joy for him? Celebration when I was invisible?
Cain, you gave me your work, but Abel gave me his worship. You offered from the ground, yes, but your heart was still tethered to it. You wanted approval, but not relationship. You wanted favor, but not transformation. Do you see the difference now?
I see it too late. That's the curse, isn't it? Wisdom gained through ashes, insight born of fire. I built cities, raised sons, filled the world with my name, but none of it filled the emptiness. I became a monument to regret.
And yet, regret is a doorway. It's not the end. Cain, the mark I placed on you. It wasn't just for punishment, it was protection. A declaration to the world that you still belong to me, that no vengeance could take you from my hand. Even then, my mercy was upon you.
You marked me with mercy, even after what I did.
Yes, because my love was not contingent on your perfection. It never was. It's deeper than your worst moment, louder than Abel's blood. The world calls you cursed, Cain, but I call you pursued, not by wrath, but by grace.
Then why do I still feel so far? Why do I still carry this crushing weight?
Because you've never laid it down. You've carried your guilt as if it's sacred. But Cain, you were never meant to be your own punishment. Let me carry what you never could. I already bore it. On the cross, I took not only the sins of the world, but the sorrow of the first brother who bled, and the shame of the one who struck him.
Then, tell me what becomes of me. Am I forever a warning, a shadow of what should not be?
You are a testimony. That mercy reaches the murderer, that even the first exile can be called home, that no one is beyond my voice. You are not the end of the story.
Then, stay. Don't leave. Don't disappear like every other thing I've known.
I've never left you, Cain. Even when Eden closed, my heart never shut. I was with you in Nod. I walked with you through dust and darkness. I am the God who sees, and I see you still.
You say you're the brother who was slain, but I don't understand. My brother was taken because of me. He was innocent, and I, full of envy and rage, ended his breath. But you, if you are who they say, why would you choose to die?
Because love chooses the cross, because redemption demands it. Abel's blood cried out for justice. Mine cries out for mercy. You thought your story ended in a field soaked with guilt. But I came to write a new chapter, even for you, Cain.
Don't you see? I've tried to silence that voice for so long. Abel's voice, his eyes, that moment when his life slipped from him in my hands. I hear it in the wind. I see it in every stranger's eyes. Do you know what it's like to be the first murderer, the first exile, the first to prove the serpent right?
You were not the serpent's victory. You were my sorrow, but never my enemy. Even in your exile, I pursued you.
But you rejected my offering. You chose him over me. You set the stage. You lit the fire in my heart, and then you call me back from the flames.
Cain, I never rejected you. I rejected a sacrifice without heart, without surrender. If you had turned to me then, I would have welcomed you. But you turned inward, and when sin knocked at your door, you opened it wide.
I know. I let it in, and it never left.
Then let me cast it out.
What? What would that even look like? Me, forgiven? Me, healed? Me, walking into grace when I walked my brother into the grave?
It looks like surrender. It looks like coming to me not as the builder of cities or the bearer of burdens, but as a broken man. You have nothing left to prove, only something left to receive.
But I don't deserve it.
No one does. That's why it's called grace.
But do you really think God will be okay with this? With me? After everything? After I stained the earth with my brother's blood? After I walked away from his face? Can that kind of scar really be covered?
Cain, what you did pierced the heart of the Father, yes. But the heart that was wounded is also the heart that longs to heal. God is not weak in mercy. His justice is not diminished by his compassion. He does not forget Abel. But he has never stopped remembering you either.
But I don't remember what it was like to be near him. I only remember the weight, the mark, the wandering. Sometimes I wake and wonder if I ever belonged to him at all.
You did. You still do. That mark you thought it was punishment, but it was protection. It was the sign that even in wrath, he restrained destruction. Even in judgment, he sowed a seed of mercy. You thought you were cast away, but you were always within earshot of redemption.
Then, why did he wait so long?
Because you were not ready. Not until now. The soil of your heart had to be broken to receive the seed of grace. You wandered, but I walked every step with you, waiting, patient, eternal. You are not late. You are right on time.
Even after all I've become, all I've built with blood-stained hands, you say I can come back, not as a slave, not as a cursed man, but as a son?
That is the gospel, Cain. You, the first to flee, are still welcomed home. Not as a servant, but as a son. Not as an outcast, but as one whose name I have not forgotten.
Then, help me, Jesus. I don't know how to come home. I don't know the way.
I am the way.
Then take me, Lord. Take what's left of me. If there is any good you can still make out of this ruined man, then I give it. I've held on to shame like a cloak, but now I lay it at your feet.
Cain, the blood that cried out from the ground was not the end of your story. There is another blood now, mine, that cries out louder. Not for vengeance, but for mercy. You were the first to fall, but you are not the first to be restored. My arms are still open.
I never dared to imagine that I could be forgiven.
You don't have to imagine, you just have to believe. The Father has waited for this moment. All of heaven rejoices when even one who was lost finds his way home.
Then let the world know. The marked one has been met by the Lamb.
Go, Cain, not as a fugitive, but as a man forgiven. And let your story remind others that no sin is beyond redemption, no heart too far for grace to find.